Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? It's proclaimed the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with J-Dash and JK47. Although you're just JK right now. You don't have the 47. Meh. So we're going to get into a little Steeler football today. Talk a little bit about Le'Veon Bell. Kind of touch on his contract situation a little bit, whether or not he should play in the preseason, whether or not we even think he'll be ready to play in the preseason or the regular season, because let's face it, this guy tore his MCL and his PCL. Not fully, I think it was a partial tear of both. But when you tear two ligaments in your knee, that's major knee instability, and that's something that takes a long time to come back from. It's not something you can just jump back up and start running around like a crazy person.
Yeah, and I mean, I've always been a little bit worried about Le'Veon staying healthy. Well, not necessarily staying healthy, just about how long his career is going to last. I don't see him as a guy that's going to last 10, 15 years.
I mean, you never know with running
15,
backs.
That's ridiculous. I shouldn't have said 15, but 10 years.
Adrian Peterson's really the only guy in the league that you could say would have survived in, the former era of football where it was run to set up the pass. Now it's pass, and maybe sprinkle in a little bit of run. But Le'Veon contributes so much in the passing game that he sees the ball so much in every game that it's hard for a guy who touches the ball that much to stay healthy for a full season. And it's just unfortunate that it's been two pretty major knee injuries to the same knee back-to-back years.
And I don't personally want him to play in the preseason. I don't want anyone to play in the preseason, really. It means nothing to me. I mean, I say it every year. The defenses, they don't show their blitzes. They don't show any
scheme at all.
Yeah, any intricate type of coverage or whatever. I mean, it's just a waste of time to me, and it's just a time to see some of the guys that aren't going to make the team or are going to make the team, right on
guys.
The fringe guy. Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I don't know if I'd play any starters a lot at all. Maybe you
they
gotta give
them
sprinkle them a little bit in there just to get them some reps, maybe. But yeah, they play them a little bit in the first game, a little in the second game, a whole bunch in the third game, and then not at all in the fourth game. I don't know. I just especially running. I don't think Adrian Peterson's touched a football in the preseason in 10 years, and he's gonna go down as one of the best running backs in the league.
Was arguing about playing in the preseason because I think he actually got injured in the preseason for the whole year or something. One year.
Yeah, he hurt his leg, I think it was. It's stupid. Those games are just for the NFL to make money, and like you said, for the team to evaluate that young talent. Yeah, that's such BS.
It is. It's hilarious.
$75 for peanut heaven to watch a bunch of bums.
I mean, we're talking about should Le'Veon play in the preseason. What he needs to do is play in the regular season and in the playoffs.
Believe that.
That's where he needs to play.
And now I'm a little bit on his side of the fence, I guess I should say, because they've been unfortunate injuries. It's not like he's just pulling up lame or his training's poor or he's not in good condition. Burfict has pretty much come after him both times, although last year's was more of just the way he was tackled. He got rolled up. But the year before, they were like directly targeting his knee and trying to smash their helmets or their shoulder pads into the guy's knee. And now it doesn't make him not injured, so I get what you're saying where he has to stay healthy. But at least in the way I see it is he has the opportunity to do that because the conditioning and everything's there. He's in great shape. He's a great player. It's just been unfortunate injuries, which I guess all injuries are unfortunate.
That's where D'Angelo comes in. It's nice to have a backup like him.
The D train. You digging his pink hair, 47?
I could take it or leave it.
What's that for, his mom or something?
Well, no, I mean, I get that. I just don't like pink hair.
Hating on his mom.
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm not hating on his mom.
Mom had breast cancer. You got to hate on her? Not cool.
I don't hate on anybody's mom.
Would you play him in the preseason 47 if he's healthy enough?
I mean, you're going to have to get him in there if he can. I mean, he hasn't touched a football or played in the game. I mean, he's going to have to get up to game speed somehow.
Is that really a problem for somebody at his level, though? I mean, these guys have been playing football their whole lives. You really think they forget how? Like, I understand your body needs to get a little condition to it, so, it feels good to get hit a couple times and see how you feel the next day. But
I just think it's a speed of this year. I just think it's a speed of today's NFL game. It's a lot faster than what it used to be. It's faster pace, high octane, especially in the capacity that we use him in. Short passing game. just running the ball. He's great at cutting. I love him running up the middle. We just use him so much in so many ways.
I don't think we're going to use him that much this season, though. I think they're really going to cut back on how much they use him.
We'll see. I definitely know that they planned on using him a little less in the passing game, but then with the Martavis Bryant suspension, you never really know what's going to go on.
I think even in the running game, I think D'Angelo, we've seen even when they had LeGarrette Blount, Le'Veon Bell would get every touch in the game.
Yeah.
I think that this year they really got to find a way to get D'Angelo the ball 8 to 10 times a game.
And I read an article earlier today that said they looked at a couple running backs in, I don't know, 5th round maybe, something like that, 6th round. And we both know you could find unrestricted running backs that end up being beasts, kind of like Arian Foster. But they just decided against it. I guess they felt that his rehab was going good enough, and they felt that D'Angelo Williams gives them that good, 1-2 punch, or even when Le'Veon's out, Williams can step in and play good football. And we've seen him play good football, but the Steelers have had bad luck of their running back getting hurt right before the postseason, because then Williams got hurt. Was it the first postseason game or the one right before that?
I can't quite remember. I do know Todman. Was it Todman that had the big fumble in the playoffs?
I think it was Fitzgerald Toussaint.
Fitzgerald, okay.
Buttery croissant, because that's what Easy kept calling him. But I could go for a buttery croissant right now. I'm pretty hungry. Do you guys think that he can be healthy enough even for the regular season? Screw the preseason. Nobody really cares about that. Is that knee going to be ready to play? Because right now, he's been cleared to do anything except sprint or cut. So he's allowed to kind of jog or walk or whatever and jump a little bit, but he can't sprint or cut, which is obviously two of the biggest parts of his game.
Yeah, but they still got some time until they really got to get into football form. But that's why I was saying I don't think he can hold up if you give him 400 touches this season. So I would try to cut that down as much as I can using D'Angelo.
Well, even if D'Angelo holds down the fort, even for the first maybe 4 games or so, or even into the half season, getting Le'Veon Bell back for the stretch run would obviously be huge.
Yeah, the Steelers really could have used him in the playoff game when Antonio went down after Burfict tried to take his head off. It would have helped ease a little bit of pressure in the passing game, because Le'Veon's a guy you can split out wide and even, just run short patterns over the middle. Not that he's going to go downfield or anything, but he can definitely try to help clear up some of that middle area for the Steelers offense. Now, a lot of people on social media are saying that the Steelers only go as far as Le'Veon Bell will take them this year. I don't see it that way. I still see it as Ben Roethlisberger's team, and that they'll go as far as Ben Roethlisberger's going to take them. Because last year,
Todd Haley's going to take them.
We were successful without Le'Veon. We were not very successful without Ben Roethlisberger.
What'd they do? 2-2 without Ben? It's always on the quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything. But I think even if they did lose Ben for 4 games or something, you can fight through that like they did last year.
Would you rather lose Ben for 4 or Bell for 4?
I'd rather lose Bell and Brown for 4 than Ben for 4, obviously.
47?
Agreed. You can't replace his play at the quarterback position. Especially because it seems like the guy's getting better with age also.
I 100% agree with that.
Before it was just run around, hold the ball, hold the ball, hold the ball. Now he's reading his defenses, going through his progressions. It's actually amazing the quarterback he's become. Throwing
the ball to Antonio Brown 500 times a season.
I don't know. I'm liking it, though.
What about the contract situation with Le'Veon? Now, he made that rap song recently. I think it was with Snoop Dogg, and somewhere in there he raps something along the lines of $15 million, that's what I'm going to want, or that I'm worth it, or something like that. I don't really listen to the song.
The way I read into that is he's definitely not a rapper, because rappers make way more than $15 million a year.
Please believe. And so many people got up in arms when he said that, or when the song came out, however you want to say it. I don't think he's actually asking for $15 million a year. I think he's just rapping and getting high with Snoop Dogg and then skipping drug tests, and people complain about it.
So you think he skipped that drug test? Then?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised either way. If he didn't end up skipping it.
I'd be a little surprised if he did, man.
I don't know.
He knows.
After Martavis Bryant was like, everything's fine, I put weed behind me, I'm good. And then he goes, I get suspended for the whole year because he skipped a drug test.
Yeah, but he's a little bit different than Le'Veon to me. That guy's a little slower than Le'Veon. Le'Veon's realized that he is, he could possibly be a top 5 running back all
Oh.
time if he actually was able to last in this league. So, I mean, if he is smoking, that's a little messed up to me and very, very surprising, really.
Yeah, I don't. It wouldn't shock me if we found out he skipped a drug test. And usually when you skip them, it's because you're going to fail them. And now, I mean, whatever.
It's the same thing to me.
I'm not judging a guy. If he wants to smoke weed, that's all his thing to do. But it's a stupid thing to do when you can make millions of dollars and then get suspended. But I don't think Le'Veon's asking for $15 million a year. I think he's smart enough to understand that even DeMarco Murray, coming off an 1,800-plus yard season, didn't get anywhere close to that. He got somewhere at like maybe 6.5 somewhere per year with a decent signing bonus from the Eagles, and then he didn't even have a good season, and the Eagles traded him to the Titans. Look where he ended up, the Titans. He should have just taken money from the Cowgirls.
Well, he might have a year in a contract. Let's say he signs a 7-year contract, front or back loaded. Maybe he does have a year there that he never gets really paid for that says he's going to make $15 million in 7 years. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, the total value of the contract will get you up there, but I don't think he's going to get no 15 per.
No.
He's lucky if he gets 6, 7 per, honestly, especially from the Steelers. They got Roethlisberger with almost another $100 million deal. Antonio Brown's going to want money. Le'Veon Bell, I don't. They're not going to break the bank for anybody.
Who's the highest paid running back?
Adrian Peterson.
And what's he make? Do you know?
A little over 10, I think. He signed a $100 million deal. I think it was like a 7-year or 10-year, $100 million deal. And it was a lot of money up front. And then got actually a little team-friendly as it went on for at least his skill set at the time. But there's no way.
I was going to say, if you tag him, he can get something close to that.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, if you tag, 8, 9 or something like that per year. And that's it's definitely possible, I guess I would say, if you're going to give Brown the big, long contract and then you can tag.
Well, his contract's up after this year, right?
Le'Veon's, yeah.
Yeah, let's say he gets hurt again. Are you going to sign him to a long-term contract or just give him that tag?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
If I had the cap room, if he gets hurt again, I'd only tag him. There's no way I'd give him, unless it would be a good long-term deal. You know what I mean? If you're only going to get him for $4 million per for 4 years, I would do something like that because the NFL contracts aren't guaranteed like in Major League Baseball. So it's a little easier to work around that. I think a lot of it would have to be upfront money if he signed a more team-friendly deal like that, though, because I think Le'Veon realizes that even if he gets hurt, if he hits the free agent market, somebody's going to throw mad loot at him.
Where's he from? I know he went to
Michigan State, but I'm pretty sure he was from around that area, honestly. He can go play for Detroit.
Yeah.
Every running back they get ends up being garbage, except for Barry Sanders.
So that'd be cool if he was from Detroit because Bettis was from Detroit as well.
Believe it.
Maybe his last season will be a Super Bowl win in Detroit.
Well, hopefully it's in Detroit this year and he's out because I'll take a Super Bowl.
Would you trade off the rest of Le'Veon's career for a Super Bowl this season?
Please believe.
Yeah.
My loyalty is to the Shield.
Well, I mean, Le'Veon being healthy for the next 10 seasons could really give you some chances at a Super Bowl too, though.
Yeah, but it's the running back position, and in today's NFL, I feel like, not that you could get the same production out of a committee-type running back, but running back by committee works for some of these teams. I mean, look at Green Bay. I know they have Eddie Lacy. He struggled a little bit last year, but New England's never had a beast running back, and they've always been successful. So there's ways around it and ways to use 2 or 3 guys to get what you need. Is anybody going to buy his album when it drops?
You're dead wrong.
Does anybody believe that he didn't smoke weed when he was in the booth with Snoop Dogg?
I really don't care.
Yeah, I have no clue if he did or not.
Faux shizzle.
I mean, who am I kidding? Weed is for the devil.
The devil's got hands, and he uses them for holding. Fans, you can follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. You can follow me on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube and click and subscribe. I believe I read somewhere it's about 12 weeks or something like that or less before football season.
Christ.
Can't wait.